Imagine a respected man of God, known to thousands, perhaps millions, making a decision. That seems utterly baffling, almost impossible. Imagine Apostle Joshua Selman, the man who stands before congregations, offering spiritual guidance, choosing to shed his identity, to walk among the forgotten, disguised as a beggar, with one extraordinary purpose: to find a wife, stay with us, to uncover the layers of this unbelievable journey and witness the incredible moment when faith met destiny in the most unexpected way. And before we delve into this captivating tale, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and join our community, where we explore stories that challenge the mind and stir the spirit. The life of a spiritual leader, particularly one with the reach and influence of Apostle Joshua Selman, is often lived in the public eye. It is a life filled with immense responsibility, constant demands, and the weight of shepherding souls. While the ministry flourishes, impacting countless lives, the personal realm, the quiet spaces away from the pulpit and the crowds, can sometimes feel profoundly isolated, surrounded by people seeking guidance, surrounded by the energy of faith. There remains, for many, a deep human need for intimate companionship, for a partner who sees not just the apostle, but the man behind the anointing. Leading a major ministry comes with unique challenges, especially when seeking a life partner. The status, the visibility, the admiration can inadvertently create barriers, making it difficult to discern genuine affection from interest in the position or the platform. Potential partners might be drawn not to the true character of the individual, but to the external trappings of success and spiritual authority. This complex dynamic can make the simple act of finding love a truly daunting task, raising questions about authenticity, motive, and whether one is truly seen and loved for who they are. Stripped of all worldly titles and accomplishments, in the quiet chambers of his heart, amidst the bustling schedule of ministry, Apostle Selman faced this personal dilemma. He sought divine wisdom, praying, contemplating on how to navigate this crucial aspect of life. Traditional methods, perhaps introductions, or meeting people through ministry circles, felt insufficient, potentially clouded by the very public nature of his calling. There was a yearning, a spiritual conviction, that the search for a life partner required a different approach, a method that would strip away the external and reveal the intrinsic character. A test, not just for the potential partner, but perhaps a profound test of faith and humility for himself. It was out of this deep contemplation, and perhaps a unique divine leading, that the unconventional idea began to form. An idea so radical, so unexpected, it seemed almost counterintuitive for a man of his stature to step out of the spotlight, to relinquish the authority and respect commanded by his title, and to descend to the very fringes of society. The logic, or rather, the spiritual principle behind it, was profound. To see how someone would treat a person with absolutely nothing to offer, someone invisible, forgotten, a beggar, hoping that in this raw, unfiltered interaction, true compassion, humility, and kindness, untainted by the desire for favor or recognition, would shine through. The choice of a beggar disguise was deliberate and potent. It represents the lowest rung, the most vulnerable position, a state where societal filters are often dropped, revealing underlying attitudes towards the less fortunate. By placing himself in this position, Apostle Selman created the ultimate test. He wasn't looking for someone impressed by his anointing, his wealth, or his influence. He was looking for a pure heart, a soul capable of seeing the inherent dignity in another human being, regardless of their circumstances. It was a search for a partner whose character was rooted, not in the material world, but in the spiritual virtues of love and empathy, the kind of character that could only be truly revealed when confronted with genuine need and vulnerability. The transformation was more than just putting on tattered clothes and adopting a weary gait. It was a shedding of an identity, a stepping into a world of anonymity and hardship. He replaced tailored suits with worn rags, perhaps darkened his skin or matted his hair, altering his appearance to become indistinguishable from those who truly lived on the streets. This wasn't merely a performance, it was an immersion, a deliberate choice, to experience the reality of being overlooked, dismissed, or actively avoided, a stark contrast to the reverence and attention he was accustomed to. Living the disguise meant enduring the daily realities of a beggar's life. It meant hunger, cold, discomfort, and the gnawing uncertainty of where the next meal, or shelter, would come from. But more profoundly, it meant facing the constant stream of human reactions, the averted gazes, the looks of pity or scorn, the outright rejection. It was a humbling, and perhaps, at times, a deeply painful experience, stripping away the layers of status and achievement, exposing the raw vulnerability of being judged solely by external appearances, teaching profound lessons about the human condition and the nature of compassion. This period of living incognito was not just a means to an end, but a spiritual journey in itself. It tested his resolve, his faith, and his understanding of humility. He saw the world from the perspective of the marginalized, gaining insights into the struggles and indignities faced by those society often forgets. Every interaction, every act of kindness received, or cruelty endured, became a lesson. It was a period of profound introspection, reinforcing the very principles of love, service, and seeing beyond the surface that were central to his ministry, preparing his heart for the encounter that would eventually come. Amidst the countless faces, the hurried footsteps, and the indifferent world of the streets, there was a moment, a specific interaction, that would change everything. Perhaps it was on a busy market day, or a quiet street corner, where the beggar, weary and observing, encountered her. She was not seeking attention, not performing acts of charity for show, but simply navigating her own day, perhaps running errands, or going about her work, her presence a quiet light amidst the urban rush, unassuming, yet holding a depth of character waiting to be revealed. The interaction itself might have been simple, mundane even, to an outside observer, a look, a word, a small gesture, but in that moment, from the perspective of the beggar, stripped of all pretense, it was everything. Did she offer a kind word, where others offered silence? Did she give a small coin, with a look of genuine empathy? Not pity? Did she pause, to acknowledge his humanity, even for a fleeting second, when others pretended he didn't exist? Whatever the specific action, it was infused with a spirit, a quality, that resonated deeply with the observing man, in disguise, speaking directly, to the test he had so deliberately engineered. What set her apart was not necessarily a grand act of heroism, but the authentic display of a truly compassionate heart. It was the way she saw him, not as a nameless, faceless beggar, but as a fellow human being. It was the kindness in her eyes, the gentleness in her voice, the simple dignity with which she treated someone society had cast aside. In that brief encounter, her true character, the depth of her spirit, shone through the rags and grime, a beacon of genuine warmth, confirming to the observing apostle that he had perhaps found the rare and precious quality he had risked everything to discover. The moment of revelation must have been charged with an almost unbelievable tension. After weeks, perhaps months, of living as someone else, the time came to reveal the truth. How does one tell a person who has shown kindness to a beggar that the beggar is, in fact, a renowned spiritual leader? The approach would need to be careful, sensitive, to avoid causing shock or disbelief or even fear. It was the unveiling of the carefully guarded secret, the shedding of the final layer of disguise, stepping back into the skin of Apostle Joshua Selman, before the eyes of the woman who had only known him as the man in rags. Her reaction was the pivotal moment. The unbelievable happened. Imagine the cascade of emotions: shock, confusion, disbelief, perhaps even a flicker of doubt. The man she had shown kindness to, the one who seemed so utterly helpless, was suddenly revealed as a figure of immense spiritual authority, someone she knew or knew of, from a completely different world. How did she process this reality? Did she question his motives? Was she overwhelmed? This reaction, her ability to comprehend and respond to this extraordinary truth, was the final confirmation, the validation of the entire elaborate test. And what happened next was the fulfillment of the unbelievable journey, her ability to look past the initial shock, to see the sincerity behind his unconventional method, to appreciate the depth of the test and the genuine desire to find authentic connection, led to a relationship. The courtship, perhaps unusual in its beginnings, blossomed, founded on the bedrock of the character revealed when all else was stripped away. The unbelievable happened. The beggar found his queen, not through status or seeking adoration, but through a radical act of humility and the discovery of a compassionate heart, leading, ultimately, to their union. This story stands as a testament to the power of seeing beyond the surface and the extraordinary ways in which destiny can unfold when guided by faith and a sincere search for true character. If this incredible story resonated with you, please hit the like button. What are your thoughts on Apostle Selman's unique approach to finding a wife? Share them in the comments below, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join our community for more inspiring and thought-provoking stories that delve into faith, life, and the unbelievable moments that shape our world.